Alright, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be making another one of my monthly pickup videos. Kind of doing this last minute. It is currently midnight on the 30th, but, work schedules are tough sometimes, so I'm trying my best. But anyway, this one's probably not going to be as long as a lot of my other ones, because I really didn't get too much this month. And before I start this off, I'm sorry about this desk mat being kind of dirty. I do need to get a new one. I've been using this for repairing my consoles and things like that. I really should roll it up while I'm doing that, but sometimes I forget. I tried my best, but, there's some marks and things like that I can't get rid of. Anyway, not a whole lot to go over. Couple kind of interesting things, and one that's kind of big, but it's not technically video game related, but you'll see. I've been trying to save up for RetroGameCon, which is going to be in... So you guys will see the pickups video from that. I usually record one for every big convention that I go to, but I've been trying to save up as much money as possible specifically for that, so I really haven't picked up a whole lot of stuff outside of going garage sailing once or twice. Anyway, first thing that I got, actually surprised to find anything this old, because most of the time garage sales are Xbox 360 and newer, but I got Urban Strike for the Sega Genesis. It's one of the EA games, which I don't actually think I have any of yet. So that's pretty cool. They used kind of their own cartridge molds, which I think it's neat. And then I also have Jungle Strike, which is the sequel to Desert Strike, as it says. These were both like $2, and for a complete in-box Genesis game and the other game in that series, why not? Well, I actually don't remember. Yeah, it's not fully complete. It doesn't have the manual, but realistically, on the shelf, this is all you're ever going to see, so it's good enough for me, especially for that cheap. I mean, if I was going to buy it at a convention or a game store, I'd like to get the manual, but if it's cheap like that, who cares? And that is pretty much as old as it gets, so now we're getting into more new stuff. So here, I picked these both up from Salvation Army. They were $5 a piece, which isn't great, but these are two games I didn't have yet. So I got Forza Motorsport 6 and Forza Motorsport 5. I like Forza. I never actually really got into the motorsport games too much. I've always been more of a Horizon guy. 5 and 6. I think I have 7 already, so now I have most of them. I don't know how many were released on the Xbox One. I think it was just 5, 6, and 7. Because I know I have Forza Motorsport 4. I have like the collector's edition for the 360. They're just your normal racing games, nothing too crazy. This one here I only picked up because it was sealed. It was also $5 at Salvation Army. It is a sealed copy of Just Dance 2017 for the Wii U. So, not worth anything, not really anything too crazy, but it's a sealed game, and I thought it was kind of funny. So, this is one I've never heard of, but I'm always looking for more things to play on this system, or accessory, whatever you want to call it. It is Firewall Zero Hour for the PSVR. Still kind of thinking about getting a PSVR 2. I know there's a couple games on that look cool. The new Metro game looks awesome. I'm actually really excited for that. But I've had a PSVR 1 for about a year, maybe a little bit more than that, and I've used it, I think, maybe once. I think I tried Doom 3 VR, and that's about it. So here's something else to play on it. Then I got some retro collections also for the PS4. So I got Atari Flashbacks Volume 3 and Pac-Man Championship Edition 2. I remember, I don't know how long ago this is. I'm actually going to look it up and see if I can put it in this video, because I know it was at least, 10, 12 years ago. It was a really long time ago. But I played the original Pac-Man Championship Edition on Steam because they were doing a free weekend for it. This was back way before I got into collecting. I just had an old laptop I played Minecraft on, but I remember playing the first Pac-Man Championship Edition and absolutely loving it. Unfortunately, Championship Edition 2 isn't as good in my opinion. I don't really like how it plays as much, but sure. I still have had a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, and it's also got the arcade game series, which is basically just kind of like a Namco museum type thing. Got both of these from a garage sale for, I think, $2 a piece. Most of the stuff like that, if it's a game that I could see myself at least playing for 5-10 minutes, I'll spend $2 on it, Even some of this stuff that I don't see myself ever playing, if it's cheap enough, I'll probably get it. Like this, Civ Revolution. I've never been a Civ guy, but it's a PS3 game. Yeah, And, all these things are pretty good condition. No manuals, unfortunately, but oh well. This is one that I'm really surprised I didn't have already. I have it on PS4, but I really don't know how I didn't have it on Xbox One. I paid $1 for it, and that's about what it's worth. Rainbow Six Siege. So, I've played this game a little bit. I've never really gotten into it. I used to be huge into Counter-Strike. And, I had some friends that played Siege. I can never really get into it the way that they could. But, yeah, I have it on PS4. I'm surprised I never got it on Xbox One, but here we are. Probably, like, the cheapest and easiest to find game of that generation because there's so many copies of it. This next one here is another situation kind of like that Just Dance game. It was sealed, and I thought that was kind of cool. So I got UFC Trainer for the Kinect. I wouldn't be surprised if I already had this opened that I got in like some lot or something. But sealed games, I'll pick them up, especially if it's something like this that I'm never going to play. Who cares? I don't think anyone's going to be mad at me collecting a sealed copy of this. So, yeah, why not? This one here, I actually have a little bit of a story behind it. So this one, I grew up with the prequel to it as a kid, and it was one of my favorite games. Looking back, it's not anything too crazy, but I had a lot of fun with it. I never knew that there was a sequel, and I ended up finding a copy of it at a thrift shop about a year or two ago, and it didn't have the disc in it, and I was really disappointed, but finally I was able to find a copy of it. So I'm actually really excited to try it out. That is Boomblocks Bash Party. Weirdly made by Steven Spielberg. Kind of neat. But this is kind of just like I feel like it was partially inspired by Angry Birds a little bit. You just have these forts, and you have to throw different types of balls at it to knock them down. And there's like this bomb block where if you hit it, it blows up. It's like a party game. So I used to play it a lot with my family, and I just have a lot of good memories. It's not the best game ever. It's definitely very much of its time. It's a Wii game, but I have a lot of good memories with that, so I can't wait to actually try Bash Party. Hopefully it's decent. I don't know. And right here is another sealed game. This is one that I actually might break the seal on to play, although I can't remember if I have it already. I'd have to look. But Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection. Never really had much interest in Uncharted, although I've never played any of the games. Maybe I play one that's like, maybe I'll play one that just grabs me and I have to play through all of them. I don't know. It's just never really looked like something that I'd be super into. I'm more into like platformers and shoot 'em ups and fighting games and things like that. I've never really been into these super narrative driven, like realistic type games. But who knows? Maybe I'd like it. So, there. I think I already have most of the Uncharted games anyway. But a sealed copy of a PS4 game for a couple bucks, sure. Even though you could probably still go to Walmart and buy that one, I wouldn't be surprised. And then this one I already have, but I don't have the And then this one here I already have, but I don't have the complete edition for it. That is Horizon Zero Dawn. Another one that I've been really meaning to play. This one actually looks kind of cool. Out of the Sony exclusives from the PS4 generation, this is probably the one that I'd want to play the most. Never really been big into like The Last of Us or Uncharted or anything like that, but this one seems kind of cool because it's got some more like fantasy elements to it. So definitely got to check this one out and the sequel to it. Now there's also that weird Lego game that's coming out. I don't know if that'll be good. We'll see. This one's my only like new pickup that released in the past year. I got Super Mario RPG for the Switch. I have the original in box, and I probably won't play this for a really long time. Most likely I'll play the original first, and then once I've forgotten about it, I'll come back and play this. Mario RPG is pretty cool. I haven't been able to get through the entire game before. I've kind of picked it up and dropped it after a couple hours. Maybe I'll try to get through Mario RPG, and if I enjoyed it enough, I'll play through it again on the Switch. Now, the last game I got, I really am not ending on a high note here. It's one that I already kind of have, but this is just a more complete box to it. This is the Wii Sports Resort controller bundle. I already had a normal disc copy of Wii Sports Resort, but this one comes in a big box here. And I like big boxes. I think they're cool. So, this is one that I never actually grew up with. I had Wii Play and Wii Sports. Never got Resort. Why not? think it's kind of neat. So anyway, next I got 2 non-gaming items, although they are related to it. So I got to zoom the camera out for these because they are a little bit bigger. First one, I was looking around on the Fangamer website, and I saw this, and I thought it was awesome, and I needed to have it because I really like this game. And it is a Conker plush. If you have been living under a rock, Conker's Bad Fur Day is this really fun N64 game. It's kind of like an M-rated Banjo-Kazooie, although it doesn't play exactly like it. It's not as much of a collect-a-thon, really. And I think it's really funny, and, the game has some really good references in it. It's just a lot of fun. So, they released this, which is like, I'm surprised they're even doing Conker merch, because they really have not thought about this franchise in forever. Basically, Microsoft bought out Rare. They released a remaster of the original game that censored it and made it not as good. And then they just never touched it again. I think he had like a cameo in some weird Project Spark or whatever it was, and that's about it. But they released a bunch of merch for Conker, which is really cool. And this plush, actually, if you squeeze it...
Hey, put me down! How would you like it if I squeezed you?
It's got some quotes and things. Unfortunately, none of the really funny ones from the game, but I can kind of see why they didn't do that. But yeah, just kind of neat. And then the last thing that I got is kind of gaming related, although it's from a series that does a lot more than video games. If I just put this down, you probably won't be able to tell what it is, although there might be a few people out there who know. This is a Pikachu VCR, or Pokemon VCR, whatever you want to call it. I've actually been looking for one of these for a while. I think they're really cool, and this one surprisingly works. I got it from an e-waste center, so I was expecting it to just be complete junk. It doesn't look great. If you zoom in on it, it's pretty rough. It's got some scratches and dirt and everything. I've tried cleaning it to the best of my ability, and it looks pretty good from a few feet away, and it works perfectly. I mean, I put a Disney tape in there. It's probably still in there, actually. Yeah, it is. I put an old Disney tape I had sitting around in there, and it played perfectly fine. It didn't eat it. Doing a lot better than some other VCR that I have that some people watching this might know about. But, yeah, so unfortunately, I don't have the remote. I wish I did, but no, so I'll have to buy just a generic one. Pretty much, if you guys don't know, this came with a remote that was shaped like Pikachu. It was like this little Pikachu plush, and when you pressed like its arms and feet, it would, eject the disc or play or whatever, which I think is really cool. But at the end of the day, it's just I think it's Sylvania VCR. It's nothing too crazy. I just think this kind of stuff is really neat, and for, I think, $10 is what I paid for it. I'd be kind of dumb not to get it. This front here, it has like a broken clip, so the front doesn't stay on fully, unfortunately. It's got a crack here, and then I think it has a crack down here. But overall, can't complain for the price I paid. These things go for a lot of money online. I was looking it up, and there's ones with the remote selling for like $400, which I think is just crazy. But yeah, I got some Pokemon tapes to watch, so I guess there's no better place to watch those than Pokemon-themed VCR. Okay, so I just realized as I was just closing this up, I did forget one game that I bought this month, and it was another new release. I actually thought it came out the end of last month, but I looked it up, and it was on the 6th, I think. So I got Astrobot for the PS5, which was a lot of fun. Probably one of my favorite PlayStation exclusives. Not like there's a whole lot of them. Really good platformer. Almost Nintendo quality. I'd say pretty much it is like Nintendo quality, which they're recently kind of the kings of 3D platformers, at least from like AAA developers. I'd put it up with like Mario Galaxy and Odyssey and games like that. It was really good. Ton of cool references, ton of cool like series that I did not think would get represented in there, but they did. But yeah, super fun game. Definitely, if you're going to get any game that released this year, I would recommend this one because it's just a bunch of fun. That's if you have a PS5, I guess, because if not, then you're kind of out of luck. But yeah, anyway, that's it. So hopefully I'm not forgetting anything else. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Helps me out a bunch. Thank you for all the support on my previous video. That one did really well. The one on the Sega Prologue karaoke machine. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll probably link it up top somewhere. It was one that I kind of... Yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description. I got Discord, Instagram, Twitter that I never use. All of that. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.